almost tired. Oh. They do work for us, right? They're supposed to. It's kind of funny to me that everything I've been forced to deal with my whole life, I now hear everyone crying about now on TikTok or whatever. I had no choice in the beginning. My mother always told me the system was corrupt. The government does not look out for our well-being. If you want to pay bills, live inside, eat, well, better get good at crime. So when the state took me from my mother and promised to teach me things I could use actually in the real world, I knew they were lying. After years of living among gang members, sex offenders, and overzealous authority figures and the mentally ill, I escaped. I saw the precursor of what we see in society today. I was targeted for being white, being one of 4 white kids living in a program with hundreds of kids. They put me on so many drugs. So many of them drugs I've seen commercials of later on in life. I'll call this number and we'll try and get you a percentage of money. Yeah, I never believed them. I never believed them. Wow. This video thing, huh? They tried to commit me 10 days before I was 18 to the Department of Mental Health for beating on a bully. So I took a long walk and escaped right in the middle of their meeting with me. I told them I was going to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Just grabbed a couple things, took off. There's a little story connected to that too, but don't we all have many, right? I hid out until I was officially 18, and the system could do nothing about it. After a few months of being with my crazy mother, I started my homeless career. I had started working immediately after escaping, but I saw pretty quickly that there was no benefit to it, because there wasn't any chance to save anything. Since I figured there was no hope, only rich people have that. I brainwashed back then too, but they're trying to make that a actual reality though. They may have achieved it. Since I figured there was no hope, only rich people have that, drinking and drugging became full-time and really lived the homeless life. Not in doorways or holding signs, no begging, no tenting public eye. I made my own places to live. Since the world would not let me afford one, this world now is making me crave homelessness again. Wow. Okay, so I'm reading off of something that was going on in my head the other day, and I just started writing, and I record myself just reading it for the first time. Now, drugs and alcohol have no place in my life. Nope. After about 20 years of homelessness and near homelessness, almost always having a job, I wouldn't have to lie and say I had a home to go to, or I wouldn't have had one. Until I started crying out to God, none of this made sense. It is set up this way on purpose. in every facet of life to keep us broke, depressed, trapped, distracted, angry, and addicted. My testimony has so many different chapters, but it is not any more special than yours, just different. It's true. Been off the streets since 2021. Been off booze since April 14th of 2017. I got baptized March 14th, 2020, right before the crazy people told me to suffocate myself with fabric and elastics. My church went crazy with it. My whole town was just insane. Salem, Massachusetts. I quit 2 jobs over this psychosis. One for mass and for constantly losing hours because someone was positive. Another because of DEI bullshit training. Well, they wanted to villainize Christians. Stories that connected to both of them. A little long, but yeah, I left 2 jobs during that. They were full-time, didn't pay enough living in this state. Well, anyway, yeah, that was an interesting time just a couple of years ago. Seems like a lifetime away. I work, but I refuse to be stolen from anymore. Nor will I pay for things that do not benefit anyone. In fact, nor will I pay for some rich prick's fancy spread, or for untested drugs, or for life-destroying surgeries, especially on children. I have bills so far in arrears that they will never be paid. Never mind, there are bills that should not exist. They have free energy. Cars can run on water. Just because you killed the people before you allowed it to come to pass doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Food doesn't need hundreds of chemicals. All around insurance is a fraud. I've paid thousands to drive a truck that I pay for all repairs. I pay for it. Everything that has to do with it. Insurance has paid nothing towards anything. But when the population... Yeah. Insurance has paid nothing towards anything for me. I put all the money into the truck, and I pay all this money for insurance just so they can keep holding their hand out. And that's it. I get scammed or something, nothing even happens. Nothing even happens. But it just keeps going up, like they need it. Like their kid need a new BMW or something, CEOs of the companies, like, that's their children's allowance. What's going on here? Anyway. But when the population grew with illegals suddenly, I'm paying more every year with no explanations. But our new non-citizens were driving brand new trucks, brand new cars, running brand new businesses with brand new tools. I owed the government $300 $300 because I had to work nonstop and live out of my truck. While the newcomers got thousands immediately. Hand-ups and handouts off of our tax dollars. Yeah. The elites wanted a reaction. Probably a violent one, I think. I think they wanted a reaction. They wanted something out of it. Just not like somebody was just messing with me. Just kept messing with me. Like, come on. Come on. Say something. Just so we can make you look crazy. We all need to stop going to work. Stop paying for anything. Just stop everything. We the people run this country. And elitists don't want us to know that. If no stores opened, if we just gave all their products away, if the stupid people, namely looters and rioters, were just shot on sight and everything was just given in a fair as needed fashion, without the idiots, if the cops would just see that they're just being used like everyone else. You see, money is fake. We can have actual lives if we stop believing in this imaginary value of a piece of paper and just live how God intended. No person can truly own thousands of acres and lord it over us, especially if they just take it. Especially if we just take it. Why don't we? Not to sound crazy, but, fair is fair, though. This is nuts. Allotted evenly among the citizens. I bet those from Lahaina agree with that. Oprah, who contributes nothing worthwhile. Sure good at making kids disappear, though. And closing private roads to safety. Their power is fake. It's an illusion. We need to stop playing this ridiculous game. We should speak not of what we know not. Only a fool's wisdom can be sold or bought. Seek God, for he opens the eyes of the lost. Leads them off the beaten path, away from the chaos. And as they walk, they'll find themselves at the foot of the cross. Yeah. A lot of scattered thoughts. But who am I? I just got a plank in my eye.